Well then, are you satisfied now? What is it? What is my name?
Yo, what is going on? I am extremely excited. This is the very first episode of Showdown. Show up, hashtag show up for Showdown. I think we might have to roll with that going forward. And, I'm here right now. You guys might have heard me on the Lookout Network, RNC Radio, Elite. A little bit all over the place. I have a few podcasts, you know what I'm saying? But we're not even going to talk about that because right now we are really here to talk about Showdown and what this podcast is going to be about going forward. I am here with one of my best friends. Basically, one of the reasons I'm even into anime, one of the reasons I'm even here with you guys on a week-to-week basis talking about anime on the Lookout Network. He's for sure just one of the best guys I know. Man, it's my co-host for this season. My man Erik King, what's going on, man?
Man, I could cry right now. Such an intro right there, man. Man, I'd like to introduce myself to y'all. My name is Erik King. I have very many aliases: Erik, E King, E Dub, the Gouda. All types of names, y'all. That's for another day. We'll get into that for another day. Really grateful to be in such a space right now with one of the greatest people I ever met in my life, man. This is long overdue.
It really is.
Overdue.
Yeah, we've been talking about doing something like this for like 2-3 years, and it all just came together because Mills and I have really built this Lookout Network from the bottom up. And, I really appreciate Mills for everything he's done. And, we've worked
shout
hard.
Out to Mills, man.
Yeah, for sure. That's my guy. And now we have this opportunity to come on and talk about just something unique for the listeners and something that made sense. And I know a lot of our listeners and our fans have asked us to go over things that we necessarily Mills and I can't touch on a week-to-week basis because we're locked in on one specific anime or, we're talking about Pokemon or whatever. But now I'm in a space where we can kind of jump around a little bit. So this podcast is going to definitely touch a lot of people in a lot of different ways. We're going to be discussing some of the greatest anime fights ever. From different animes,
from all types of eras into the most epic battles you ever imagine that we can ever talk about.
It's crazy stuff, and things that will truly blow your mind. And hopefully, if you've never seen some of these animes, us talking about them will get you excited and make you want to go check it out for yourself. So that's really what this is all about. And really, this first episode,
before you even say anything, I want to let the fans know this. This fight is the main reason why this man is in anime alone. This has been bottled up inside of him for at least a good 3 to 4 years. Yes. As long as I got him into anime, this is the one fight I didn't even get into it until he brought me into the fight. I'm so happy that we're finally about to talk about this fight.
And it is definitely a special place in my heart. It's Ant King versus the Chairman. Yeah, it's an amazing story how it all plays out, and we're definitely going to give you guys the rundown. We're gonna make it a fun experience. So
indeed.
So Erik, man, let's start with something because I'm a hunter like
aficionado.
You feel me? Like it's everything for me. I got the tats, which I'm not gonna get into the tattoos right now, but Erik knows that like some of you guys who probably know me personally or seen pictures of me or whatever. I got Kamugi and Meruem tatted on me. Because how beautiful this story was and this arc was, but I'm not gonna get too deep into the arc because it is emotional. This, right, it is. This specific part of the anime is extremely violent. I think the dialogue is absolutely perfect. And I'm basically going to give you guys an early look on how we even got to this point, so you guys can feel like you've been there before. You know what I mean? So we got to start all the way. Why? Who is Meruem? Right? I mean, the Ant King, right?
Yeah, that man. The moment I saw him, I knew this dude was about action. Just instant.
About it.
It was just, he was just like, look, I'm here and I came to fuck shit up. I don't give I don't care what's going. I don't care about your thoughts. My plan is this: I'm here to be the king and nothing else.
Nothing else. And that's really his energy, his attitude. It is very like, I mean, he has like a docile, like kind of tone. Like you can tell he doesn't care about much, but whatever his purpose is.
Yeah.
Which I admire to an extent. I know he's a very evil. The way that I try to describe Meruem to people who like, how can you be obsessed with someone of his character? My thing is, I always look at it from the perspective of, if I'm in this world, right? This world that they live in, what would it feel like if I was born into this world and this character who was just born to be king? He knows nothing else. He only knows what he was programmed and born to be. So to somebody looking on the outside in, obviously he's fairly, evil and murderous and all the
just because nature made you this man doesn't mean if you're going to be in that world and be born to that height, to that level,
you would understand why he moves the way he moves.
Exactly.
I know if you're just looking at him and you're like, man, visually, he's got the green purple pattern, some ode to Perfect Cell. I mean, I'm sure everyone knows that the tail with the needle point at the end. He doesn't quite use it like Perfect Cell.
Shit,
but
I gotta keep it real. This is what Cell wanted to be. Goddamn it! This is what Cell was like. Cell should have been like, "Fuck, that's him."
Yeah,
that should have been me, man.
Yeah, no, for sure. Meruem is he's a complete machine. He is the Ant King. His purpose is to control everything, and that's basically it. He was basically born, quote unquote, premature.
That's a strong premature, though.
That's a strong premature.
That's a strong premature.
He literally ripped himself out of the queen.
Fuck you, Mom.
Told her to shut up. Yeah, told her to shut up and came up out the womb and immediately killed one of his squadron leaders, like on the spot, and then ate a piece of the squadron leader as well, while everyone looked and was in total shock and fear. So at this point in time in the series, they're basically heading to this chimera nest, you can say, to try to stop the inevitable, which is the king being born. And long story short, they were too late. He was born, and he is a force of nature. Power
is all you see when you see him.
That's
it's just the fear, the loathing, the everything. You just see it. You just see it when you see him.
There's no comedic.
No, there's no
with him at all. He's a very serious creature. He does dirt. He does dirt. We don't see a lot of visual action from him up until we actually get to this fight, which we're going to get into soon after we talk about the Chairman. But you do kind of see his ways. I think there's a scene maybe 10-15 minutes after he's born, they head out. They leave this. He's born, and he immediately is like, "This place is disgusting. I can't stay here. It's dirty. I'm hungry."
Just like a king, bro. He's just like a king. He's like this docile place. Get me out of here. Where's my robes? Where's my robes?
I can't stay here. He's just like his 3 royal guards, Neferopitu, Yuppie and Poof are already born. We're not going to get too much into them, but they are awesome in themselves. Like they're awesome on their own. But basically, they end up leading him out of this dirty, filthy place, which was supposed to be his somewhat palace.
I know.
He just leaves. He's like the purpose is done. You know, it is what it is. And the way the other squadrons and some of the other lower level chimeras act are, you know, they're terrified. Basically. Yes. They should be. Yeah, they think he's just the devil. You know, like he has no remorse for anything. And like I said, he immediately kills a squadron leader and eats a little bit of him, and then asks Colt to clean his tail for him, and then leaves. So
that's some cold pimp shit, Loki.
It's very wild. It's very wild. From there, they end up sitting on this throne type area that was made for him and ate some processed human meat. And he didn't like it. He didn't like it. He was like, "This is disgusting."
Yo, he just knew the moment after he ate that, he just knew there was the type of humans he was eating. They were just whatever life they were living before. He tasted it, man.
He tasted it, and he was like, "This is not it. Like, this is not it. Get this out of here." He tells Pitu like, "Yo, this is disgusting." Like, I don't know. And then I think she says something on the lines of like, "Hey, you know, I know where we can get something a little better for you, and you may like this." And they leave. And this is the scene where I think you really start to kind of fathom what he's about as far as being relentless and not caring about anything but his purpose. They land in this field type area where there's like they show like a background shot of them landing in this dirt, and there's like a family, a wife and a husband, and you just see their heads basically splatter.
Man.
And he walks up to this child, and P2's like, "Hey, you know, the best part is the brain. You know, so try not to knock their heads off. Yeah. try not to knock this little girl's head off, because the best part is the brain." Man. And then he's like, "Oh, like this?" And obviously they don't show it, but I'm assuming he stabs this child and then proceeds to eat the brain. And he stands up. He's like, "All right, that wasn't bad." I like that. That was cool.
He said, "Oh, that cleansed my palate. What's next?"
Yeah. This tastes wonderful. You know, this is good. He actually smacks P2 in this scene too, like for talking out of line, and he was like, he says some of
some gold pimp shit in general, dog. I'm like,
he was like, "You know, I meant to kill you when I did that, but you're still here, so you earn my respect."
You earn my respect. God damn.
Yo, I mean, honestly, it's unreal. His attitude is unreal. It is absolutely worth checking out. It is. I mean, he's very just
the most evil newborn I ever met. I ever seen in any media. Yo, like
he only knows what he knows. He only knows what he knows. And Meruem, man. From there, again, you don't see a lot of action. They definitely know what they're doing. They're saving it up. They're making sure that you guys don't get too much of what he's all about. Visually, like I said, he's shorter a little bit. He has the shell type helmet. The light green, purple palette is just absolutely like it's perfect. Yeah. For me, the design is just genius. He has different qualities that makes him stand out from other Chimera ants. Obviously, he's the king, so he's obviously meant to stand out. So
yeah,
but you know, I want to move on from Meruem as much as I want to continue to talk about him, because we got to talk about the chairman. All right.
My guy.
Yeah. All right.
My fucking guy.
Oh, man. All right. I don't even know if I want to continue doing this anymore. I've had enough already. Like, we're about to get into the fight very soon and get everyone excited about it. So, but man, let's talk about the chairman. So we first see him, first arc, right? I mean, we're at that point. We meet him. We meet him on the air balloon. I think he comes down to help a little bit with one of the exams, because one of the examiners was just being super extra. He had to come down and handle some business. And even at that point, we're just seeing a visual of him. You know, there's not much to him, but you can tell.
You can tell. This guy is. Just the moment you look at him, like, I hate to I try not to be cliche with it, but you can tell, like, you look at him, you're like, damn, this is Master Roshi levels right here.
Anytime you see like an old dude, like who's just some type of president or chairman or leader, you already know he has like this untapped power that you're just gonna have to wait to see what it is.
Yeah. Exactly. We gotta wait a good season or two until we see him in full action.
You really don't see anything. Getting into his design, like I said, he's a little older, extremely OP. Both these characters that we're talking about in this fight are extremely OP. The chairman, we see a little bit of action. We kind of see how strong he is. Gon and Killua play a game with him to try to catch a ball from him, and he's going to keep the ball in one hand the entire time. And you get a little taste of how skillful he is, even though he's older.
All he's doing is showing his agility. He's not even showing strength.
Yeah, finesse, agility. He's not hitting back. It's really just about speed and being able to maneuver around two young, bright talents who are extremely fast and talented on their own. And you get to see him a little bit move around. And, it's just so crazy that you knew how serious Meruem and the Chimera Ants were because the chairman was brought on to get this thing going.
And he most of the time we ever see him or hear from him, it's just, little clips of him on the phone and chilling. He's just, he's doing his paperwork. That's usually what he does.
Yeah, he's the chairman.
So for them to call him up, it's a problem. It's a worldly problem. It's a worldly problem.
Absolutely.
Like either it's either new, like extinction level. It has to be up to like almost extinction levels.
Yeah, no, we're talking about. Yeah, we're talking about, if the king is born, that there is a true, there's a true threat to the entire world.
Yeah.
And in the Chimera Ants were, they're actually, their birthplace is on the Dark Continent.
Yes.
If I'm correct, Dark Continent, you can get a little bit of that if you've read the manga. It's not talked about too much in the anime because the anime didn't get that far. But I'm pretty sure, they're from the Dark Continent. Which again, if you've experienced anything within the manga, you'll know a little bit about it. But let's pray that the anime comes back at some point in time. You already know how I feel.
I'm tired of hiatus, man. I'm tired of seeing that hashtag. It just needs to be. It just needs to be done, man.
Yeah, hopefully it'll happen. But like I said, they are a major threat to society. The way that human beings live, hunters live. The ants are really nothing to mess with, and the king being born just caused an even bigger situation for the chairman and everyone underneath him, and that's why the chairman had to get called in. That's when things start to collide, and we're gonna have to fast forward a little bit, and I want people to understand that what me and Erik are about to give you is truly just a taste of how great this arc is. We're literally going to the fight and how just grimy and fast, and the storytelling was absolutely flawless and beautiful. And we wanted to touch on that mostly because we understand that, hey man, everyone doesn't just run through these animes like us. This is near the end of this is the season before the last arc in Hunter x Hunter. It takes a minute. I think sometimes when I first saw Hunter x Hunter, it's because I saw two things.
Okay.
I saw a picture of Meruem on Tumblr. Back in the day.
Word.
And I saw Killua and Godspeed. Okay. On Tumblr. That's a whole nother conversation in itself.
Yes.
But, it's so great. But I literally, I picked it up and I thought to myself, this is amazing. I have to see what's up with this. So I did a little bit more research, realized it was called Hunter x Hunter, and I started the series. And, I didn't get to see Meruem or Godspeed Killua for so long, but I ended up falling in love with the series anyways, and it all works out. So, but yeah, let's get into this. Let's get into nitty gritty. We wanted to give you guys a nice little intro into everything that has happened, kind of how we got to this point. Basically, look, the Ant King Meruem was born. The chairman was alert about it, and they have to figure out a way to stop this guy because the world is at stake.
This is some A-team shit about to go down. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all y'all need to know.
It really is.
Just a team of high skilled individuals need to destroy this one thing, and this one thing has the ability to control an entire species.
Yeah, literally. Miriam's like, hey, look, if you want to do this, let's do this, but this is my palace, so we ain't doing it here.
He said, hold up, you ain't messing up my house, son. You ain't messing up my furniture. We got to do this out. We got to do this out there.
So they take a ride on this Nin dragon. Okay.
Yo.
This is Killua's grandfather's like Nin, by the way, which is just like, again, there's so many things I can get into, but we're here for Showdown. We're here for this fight, and we have to get into this fight. They travel to this dirt. Basically, nobody's there, and they're ready to go. And let's talk about this because there is a lot of dialogue at this point. And I think this dialogue is a great buildup because it leads to the inevitable, which is the fight, right?
Them to have such a dialogue for each other, that it seems like they've shown so much. They just met, but they already understand their place with each other, and they understand that level of respect out of power for each other, even though they haven't actually even shown their selves yet. Yeah, which is already amazing. It's super in retrospect.
It's super fascinating because just like any other anime, right? I mean, we're not really saying anything new because usually, like when it comes to good and evil, the respect is always there. Now, I want you guys to keep in mind Zeno, which is Killua's grandfather. He has this move called Dragon Dive, which was just like a rain of nin that came down onto Miriam's palace, ended up hitting Komugi. Komugi was hurt. If you guys don't know who Komugi is, it's somewhat of Miriam's love interest, I guess you could say. Maybe it depends how you view it and how you watch it. At this point, Komugi started to change him. Started to change the way that he viewed human beings. So he didn't really want to fight. Miriam was like, look, man, I'm going to tell you like this. I've been playing this girl in this game for a while, and I can't beat her, bro. I can't beat her. And she's the only person I just can't deal with. And she's kind of made me think that some of y'all aren't that bad. I don't have to eat you all because some of you guys have purpose.
She put a conscience in the man. That tells you that's insane. Again, that's insane to even think about.
It's insane. It's a whole nother conversation, and their relationship is one of the reasons why this arc is worth watching. But anyways, so at this point in time, Meruem and Netero are having this discussion about just what his plans are, and Meruem is very docile with the whole situation. He's just like, look, I can tell you're strong, but I really don't want to fight you because you're not as strong as me. He's acting like a king. He's like, hey, just call it right now. Let's not do this. This is a waste of time. He's being
very diplomatic. It's in him. So he just know, look, I got better things to do, but just like, know.
I really have things planned for today. You guys kind of bum rushed my palace. I'm a little upset about this. Let's not do this, let's move on. And the chairman's not really, the chairman's there for one thing. He knows what it's all about.
The chairman and I've been holding back. Mm-hmm. Chairman was already with the smoke.
It didn't matter. You knew
it didn't matter. He was just like, look, I'm here to do the job. That is it. That's it.
Literally, like, the conversation is like, Miriam's like, man, look, you will die if you fight me. So let's not do it because I can tell that you're powerful. You have purpose. Isn't that, I mean, it's just like he's literally saying, look, oh man, you have a purpose. I don't want to have to kill you because you will die if you fight me right now. Yeah. And the chairman is like, silly ant, you're not really, you don't understand what's happening right now.
You don't understand the statute of limitations of what's going on right now here, man, because
absolutely
you are a threat, and I finish threats. I finished the sentence that you're about to finish. Just know this. Like that's how he's moving. The chairman has nothing but one thing to do in his life is to be the best of his ability. And that's basically what he's going to do when he meets this enemy. And it's just, and for them to have this conversation for the first time, meeting each other, not even preparing themselves, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. Right. It's just amazing writing in general.
It really is.
So good. It's just so good.
It's so good. So as Meruem and the chairman are having this dialogue about if they're really going to fight or not, which Meruem had already kind of made the decision. He's sitting down on the ground. He's being very like, let's just talk. Let's talk about this. Maybe we can get this shit popping together, and be cool. And the chairman is like, no. Like, I'm not really here for that. And he activates his one. Let's see, the 100 type Ghanaian.
That's the best. That's the like closest we'll ever get to the name of that.
It is.
Of this.
It's a ridiculous power. I mean,
best way we can explain it.
Explain 100 type. Explain 100 type, Nen, because it's ridiculous.
Like, it's just basically a massive Buddha that has a massive Buddha statue that has 100 hands and 100 arms that are golden, that will slap the living soul out of you.
It's like Nen to me is like one of the coolest designed powers in an anime.
Yes.
Because it's so unique. And at this moment, the chairman activates his 100 type and just hits Meruem with the first hand. And at that point, I'm like, damn, because you gotta understand, this is the first time we're seeing both of them actually show what they're about.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about the chairman's power at this point. They don't really tell you much about it. And we don't really know what Meruem's about quite yet either. Meruem ends up like coming out of the dirt, and he looks fine.
yo, he just doesn't even wipe the dust off his shoulder. He sits right back down. He says, "All right, you can keep doing that again. Let's just. I'm waiting for you to talk.
Hit me again. Let's keep talking."
Yeah.
I think at this point the chairman hits him with the third hand.
The third hand. I swear I used to do that to my little cousins when I was younger.
Come on, man. Let's keep it. Let's also let the listeners know, like, the chairman is only moving his hands.
Like, and that's insane to even think about that. All he's doing is by the power of prayer. By the power of prayer.
Power of prayer, dog.
He's
beating the shit out of Meruem. So we think.
Yeah, exactly. So we think at first, because
after that third hand hit, I mean, he Meruem again sits back down. he has no interest in this. He's like, look, man, that didn't really hurt. And he's like, I don't really want to kill you. Like, I don't want to do this. Like,
man, I just want to talk this out so I can go back to playing my game with my girl. That is all I want to do right now, to be honest. That's all I want to do. I don't know what you can do what you want, but I just want to go back home and just chill. That's all I want to do. That's really what Meruem is thinking about.
Netero ends up activating the 99th hand, which is really, I think, what ticked Meruem off a little bit. It seemed like
I would be upset too, yo. I got 99 hands, 99 hands that are the size of buildings smacking me in my face. All the way.
He's getting tossed around. Meruem states like, "Hey, I'm not really taking much damage from this, but it's annoying. Like it's annoying him.
It's very irritating.
It's irritating him. There's debris everywhere. Miriam's getting slammed into pillars, into the ground. It's madness. It's madness.
It's straight. It's complete madness. It's just all you can see is other carnage, just in this vast valley. And just imagine just walking by seeing that shit. Just huge.
I'm out of there, bro. I'm out of there. The craziest storytelling is in the midst of all this with the 100 type hand. You know, they end up breaking the ground underneath them and falling into a tomb,
which was already not only that the tomb, like not to mention where they were fighting above first. I think I forgot to add that where they were fighting first was an actual test area for nukes.
Yes.
That's what blew my mind at first. Was that they were at a nuclear test area. Like, that is insane.
Very important to remember.
And then for them for the chairman to beat him down into a tomb.
Oh man,
it's just
something else. Absolutely something else. Excuse me, absolutely something else. At this point, Meruem is getting hit with these hands left and right. I mean, he can't really get a hit in. At that point, he's starting to use his genius quality, which is where you really see how OP he is. And keep in mind, he's not taking much damage. He's really not taking much damage. It's very light. Meruem actually even said to himself, he's like, I can keep this up for as long as I need to. Eventually, I will find that spot where I can attack him. Because keep in mind, guys, the chairman is not moving. He's moving his arms.
That's all he's doing.
That's it. He's moving his arms to keep track of the 100 hands. But that's it. Meruem is dodging, getting slapped here, getting slapped. It's to the point where he's letting himself get hit. So he can figure out.
Find that weakness. Exactly.
I mean, come on. Come on. I got chills just thinking about this shit, man. Do you want to talk about the moment? Okay, so look.
For them,
Meruem ends up taking close to about 1,000 blows. And Meruem, he kind of says, he's like, I'm starting to feel a little bit of pain.
Like each blow, like the more hits he's taking, the more blows the more blows are just like being real fatal. And that he can deal with it, but it's not really killing him. But it's still it's going to kill him. Yeah.
It's just annoying him, and he's bouncing pillar to pillar, trying to get through this 100 type hand. And they show this beautiful scene where it's like a little pin needle. It's like a needle, and then you just see like 1,000 million other needles around. And he finds that one point. He gets through the hand, and he literally just swipes at the chairman's leg.
Caught my boy slipping, man.
He caught him slipping. Leg goes flying.
There's a piece of meat just slap on the floor.
Hits the ground. Meruem does like this cool spin, sits back down on the ground, and he's like, "Are you done?"
Yep, just menace. Just sit back and menacing and say, "All right, let's you done what you're doing? You done playing around?" And and I think it was also kind of cool in this whole scene was that when you first see Chairman do the 99 palms, he's also contemplating about what was the point when was it in the point of his life where he's allowing his opponent to attack first. Because usually he knows himself. He's like, usually I'm the first one to do it, to attack. But he's been around for so long. He's mastered, like, it shows him how he mastered his art, his nin. He does a prayer and gives thanks to the knowledge and strength that he does, which is on some other faith though. Like, that's insane. Yo, he's on some other godliness. Yo, he's like, look, I'm thinking to Buddha out here helping me out with each punch. Thank you, G. Thank you for each punch I can give.
He's extremely grateful. For his ability, he's thankful. I think he says I'm always thankful. Everything he does comes from the heart, and it does tell that story of how he may have got to this point. I mean, he's I believe it's 10,000 punches a day, and he does it for like 5 years or so. It's something crazy. Let's get back into this fight because it was just important to tell you guys. Nero's, his power is just so immense and so crazy, and why it is like this. So basically, after Meruem takes that leg, the chairman does he flexes his muscle in the area and closes the wound. If he slaps his leg and it just closes, and even the Ant King was like, yo, that was kind of tight, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. Like that was nice. I'm impressed, but I'm gonna take your arm next. It literally is he's like, your left arm is next. I want that. Give me that. He was playing around a little bit at this point. I think when he took the leg, he realized, hey, I got this. I'm not worried at all. Maybe even a little overconfident. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he was. It kind of tells the thing with Kamugi and playing the board game. He was a little overconfident with that too.
That's true.
So basically, Meruem declares, hey, I'm going to take your left arm next. And literally about a minute later, the chairman is going on with his 100-type assault, and Meruem finds another point, and he takes it. And
amount of time this is all happening is like you think it might be going through maybe half an episode. Is literally maybe, if not a minute, maybe 2 minutes. 2 minutes went by.
They let you know that it's a very fast situation. Like it's a quick moment.
Like a lot of energy and a lot of power is going down at the same time. Like
right. So the chairman at this point, he's like, my back is against the wall. This may be it for me. And we're at this point, it's time for zero hand. He says something along the lines, which is just he smiles at the Ant King, and he's like, "You think you need arms to pray?" Oh my God! He activates zero hand, which is the chairman's ultimate attack, and it is imagine like the Kamehameha wave, but coming out of a mouth times 100.
I'll say, I think the best way I could explain is this. Not only were you fight, like imagine a huge statue that comes up from behind you. Yeah. The moment it opens its mouth, it has the power of a star
just hitting
you in the back. Like an exploding star is hitting you from behind, and you can't do anything about it.
You can't do nothing about it. It's too immense. It's too powerful. It's huge. And the chairman unleashes it because it's it. That he has nothing left. At this point, Meruem has started to nitpick. He's taking a leg. He's taking an arm. The chairman. That's why he says, you think I need hands to pray, and puts one up. And hits Meruem with this zero hand, huge explosion. And a few moments pass, it's dirt, and then they do this slow, high-res shot of Meruem standing. And you see his body finally tore up a tad bit, skin a little messed up.
Some actual damage was brought upon him a little. Just a tiny.
But my king is fine. My king is fine. And Meruem, once again, he walks out the crater. He's like, I had no idea a human could be as powerful as you. And I respect that. But now it's over.
Yeah, basically.
That was a great attack. He was like, that attack was incredible. He's like, I'm about to end you, but I need you to tell me what my name is. Basically, he's like, tell me my name. You know, he doesn't
He's
know
like, all right, yo, I'm done playing. I'm done playing with you, man. Look, you need to.
You need to. Been ticked off about is that Naruto knows his name, and you know he won't tell him.
That would definitely piss me off too.
Meruem was only born like 15 days ago. You know what I'm saying? So like,
he's like, wait, I've been walking around here without no name, and you actually know the answer to this? No, I'm whooping your ass. Fuck this.
basically, right. And let's move over to that gruesome, nasty shot of the chairman. I mean,
oh my God.
The zero hand took everything out of him. Everything.
It took all the essence out of this man. This man is nothing but he's nothing but the shell of his of whatever energy he has left, in which is depleted to like 1%. Let's just say
that's it. And you know, the chairman is he's just basically skin and bones. He's drained himself. It's over. I mean, he looks awful. The womb in the leg is completely open. He couldn't close it anymore. He has no more muscle. Nope. Nothing. He just looks dead. Meruem, Ant King, you have no idea, do you? You know nothing of the bottomless malice within the human heart. See you in hell if there is one.
Woo! Said fuck you, bitch.
So at this point, the chairman has brought this immense aura. It looks evil. It's dark. The color's not pretty. It's a menacing. And Meruem says to himself in his head, this is the first time I ever felt fear. Oddly enough, something happens that no one saw coming.
Nobody saw this coming.
The chairman takes 2 fingers, I believe, and he stabs himself in the heart.
Like kamikaze, like
that's when he says,
style. Like Jesus.
That's when he said, "See you in hell if there is one." And the chairman starts to slowly hit the ground. And Meruem says something on the lines of, "I understand now. You've had me checkmate for a minute now." And he tries to jump off.
He said, "You had me at checkmate from the beginning. I fucked up. I fucked up.
And the chairman starts to slowly fall, and explosion. Boom. Episode goes off, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
This man somehow had a makeshift nuclear bomb in his heart. How?
And you know, look, I'm gonna tell you, I don't look. Here's the thing, okay? You already know how I feel about this. I personally thought it was some cheap shit. It was over. He really had no chance in hell to beat my king. But you know, the point wasn't to necessarily stay alive in this battle. He had a backup plan just in case it didn't work out. And that's the poor man's rose, which the chairman had put inside of his heart just in case.
Just in case. Like, I also want to think of it as this. The chairman was always a warrior. Always. He found, and I feel like when he fought Meruem, he found the death that he wanted at the end, because he could have let him kill him, but he's like, you know what? My plan, like I said at the beginning, my job is to kill you no matter what.
To kill you no matter what. It's not really about me living.
It's not about me. It's about you going. This is
you're far too dangerous. And we're gonna fast forward just a tad bit. Now, you know, Meruem ends up surviving this due to Poof and Yuppie, who ends up feeding their life force to Meruem. They end up finding his body kind of basically half gone, and he was still breathing. So they fed him, and there's Meruem reborn. But the poor man's rose is it's an atomic type bomb, and it's also poisonous. So inevitably, Meruem does end up passing away from this attack shortly after due to the poison.
It's a slow killer.
It is a slow killer. And, you know, that emotional scene from one of the last episodes of the arc, of course, is one of the reasons why. And, you know, the fight to me it's brilliant. I think it's one of the best anime fights ever. It's one of the reasons why we had to open this episode of Showdown with it, because it was just so unique and it was so violent and the dialogue. Usually, I'm not great with a lot of dialogue when it comes to like the final boss type fight. I rather just get all the action, but the dialogue in this was so good and it was so meaningful. And you know, just to see it happen this way, and it was just a really, really nice moment. Although I was pissed off and aggravated that it happened to my man's like this, but I get it. He was extremely almighty, all powerful. So I understand it by any means necessary. The chairman did what he had to do. The poor man's rose did the job. They killed him in the process as well, if you guys don't obviously know already. And inevitably killed the Ant King by poison. And that is Ant King versus Chairman. That is the first episode of Showdown. I don't know what you're going to say. You know, to me, the winner of this showdown was the Ant King Meruem. And my reasoning is, yes, the poor man's rose did ultimately defeat him. You know, he survived. He survived it, bro. Survived it, bro. I know he ended up passing from the poison, but he survived it. You know, so I'm giving the W to Meruem. That's my opinion. What do you think, Erik? Come on, man. Come on.
My opinion. All right. I think logic over matter. Yes, Meruem did survive that, but it's the long game, baby. Netero had to come in. He's like, look, man, I know if I don't got the fist for it, this shit gonna help him. This is gonna end them for sure. And my job will be done. I can go to hell or heaven and just be chilling and see him down there just dealing with it.
Here's what I'll give points to the chairman for, okay? That poison ended up affecting 2 of the royal guards and killing them as well.
Exactly.
So I mean, I respect the game. Thank you guys so much for listening to this fight. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this makes you want to go watch Hunter x Hunter in full, or at least check out the Chimera arc. It is absolutely amazing. It's beautiful. I cried. The fight is amazing. It's one of the best fights. This is the first episode of Showdown. Show up at Showdown. Make sure you guys come in for next week. Next week, what we got, man? What we got next week, Erik?
I don't think nobody. It's on a bunch of people's lists of great fights, but I don't think anybody really talked about it in full detail yet. Yeah, but
we're going to.
We have to.
Who we got?
It's Father versus Edward from Full Metal Alchemist.
Brotherhood.
Yes,
sir. And that's what we'll have for you guys next week. Thank you so much for listening. This is Showdown on the Lookout Network, RNC Radio. We really appreciate you guys. Hey, man, go watch Hunter x Hunter. It's a beautiful series. This fight is awesome. You guys need to see it. Tap in, lock in, subscribe. Make sure you tell a friend. We're going hard for you guys all season. Thank you for listening. Peace.